An expanded and more inclusive executive, stiffer penalties for masterminds of grand corruption, and return of corporal punishment in schools are among key recommendations submitted by Kenyans to the Building Bridges Initiative panel. With a referendum to amend specific clauses in the Constitution a matter of when and not if, the panel hopes to file a report to President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga by end of May this year, with a raft of proposals on how to resolve long-standing historical national issues. And Francis Gashuri tells us more.
Small and medium enterprise in Kenya, and that is a very big weakness.
11 months into the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga, the Building Bridges Initiative team that was appointed to prescribe solutions to long-standing national issues that yield contested elections every 5 years has been on the road, touring 15 counties in the last 3 months. With the panel's term lapsing in May, it has begun synthesizing views received from members of the public on the 9 thematic issues, calls for a departure from the pure presidential system of government dominating the submissions.
Increasingly, people are suggesting that possibly the executive needs to be expanded so that it's not limited to 2 communities. The issue of having a prime minister comes out popularly as one of the methods of expanding the executive.
Handshake inafanya kazi. Unaunga mkono.
This narrative reflecting Kenyatta's sentiments at the tail end of last year during his tour of Odinga's Kisumu political bedrock.
Na hii mambo ya winner take all, ndio wengine wanasikia wamewachwa nje ya serikali, wengine wakiwa kwa serikali. Lazima tujiulize, is that a good thing or not? Kwa sababu hiyo ni shida moja.
Critics of the Building Bridges Initiative claim it has a predetermined outcome and was merely taking the public through the motions to rubber stamp an imminent referendum, claims Mwangi dismisses.
Much as everybody agrees or seems to agree that some form of constitutional amendments will have to be made, there is no agreement on what these constitutional amendments will be about. So our work at the end of the day, even as the political leaders talk, will be to be able to synthesize and see what among the proposals that are on the table are workable.
Submissions by political leaders in the public arena have left no doubt on the possibility of a series of amendments to the Constitution, ostensibly to establish a more inclusive model of governance, bolster devolution, and streamline electoral operations.
Let us have a non-contested referendum. Kikije kikaumana tena. Kila wakati ni kuumana tu, even over referendum. The issues we can discuss and agree.
Deputy President William Ruto, who earlier vehemently opposed push for a referendum, beating a retreat, though disagreeing with proposals for an expanded executive by creating the position of Prime Minister and 2 Deputy Premier slots.
I don't know how that is supposed to be achieved. Even if the positions were created, it would still be taken by the winning party. So you're not solving the problem.
How to strengthen devolution is yet another sensitive agenda the panel has to deal with.
People think it's a good idea that you should reduce the amount of counties, that it would possibly make devolution more affordable. But when you ask them whether they would support amendments that would touch their county, and they tell you no, they would not. They don't want their county taken away, neither do they want it merged with anybody's.
And so is the fight against mega corruption and wastage of public resources.
People want harsher sentences for corruption cases, and people want the death sentence imposed on matters of mega corruption. And the feeling is that the kind of punishment that is meted out on corruption suspects is totally inadequate to deter anyone from engaging in corruption.
There is one more issue that has been a major talking point during the initiative's engagement with the public.
Another radical proposal we've had is the bringing back of caning to schools. And people feeling that as a society and as parents that we have totally surrendered the issue of discipline, that we have totally emasculated teachers.
The Building Bridges Initiative panel is expected to submit its report to Kenyatta and Odinga with a recommended prescription, but ultimately, Kenyans at the ballot will have the final word on the proposed solutions. Francis Gashuri, Citizen Weekend.